Hello everybody, Pancakes here, and my gosh, it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video, hasn't it? I think the last time I uploaded was Christmas, actually. So, wanted to go ahead and first of all say Happy New Year. Hope you all enjoyed it. I know I'm a little bit late to this whole party, but it's worth saying, right? And I hope you all enjoyed it. And I wanted to talk about a couple of things here in this video. The first thing is I'm now back in my apartment. I had my first day of classes today. So far nothing eventful. Except there's apparently like this explosion or something that took place in one of the health centers on campus. Not like a bomb. It wasn't like a bombing. It was like a huge power outage, which is kind of crazy. But aside from that, pretty uneventful. And yes, but I'm back. I have all my equipment here again, my whole, commentary, YouTube rig and all that. And we can get back to business. And first thing here I wanted to talk about is Mass Effect 3. I know this is kind of an older game. A lot of you have already played it, have already beaten it. I, myself, just beat it for the first time a couple of nights ago. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about it because it is a very, very huge game and a very interesting game as well. For those of you who are not aware, Mass Effect is a futuristic, sci-fi, space-based RPG game. It's sort of like a third-person shooter with RPG elements. It's a fun game, and it's a game where you can really get into sort of the whole universe. And there aren't many games nowadays where you can really do that. I know Skyrim was a game where you could really just heavily immerse yourself into the universe, partly because in Mass Effect, and I'm assuming with many other RPGs that are similar, you have almost, you have a lot of control over your character. You can decide what you want to say to people, what actions you want to take, and whatever decisions you make, in essence, will impact sort of where the game goes, what the ending is going to be, stuff like that. At least that's the whole idea. And so throughout the game, your personal decisions, your personality is reflected through your character, and it has an impact. And as a result of that, interactions with other characters and things like that seem to be a bit more meaningful. And I don't know, Mass Effect is one of those games where you can just play it for 6 hours straight and not even realize it because you're just totally into it. And that's very cool. Well, of course, at the same time, it's kind of interesting because I remember when I beat Mass Effect 2, I didn't want to play any video games after that for like a week or two. And it was just because, it was such an experience. I don't know how you can really describe it that, I didn't feel like wanting to, play another game. I guess it's kind of like if I see a movie that I really liked and really resonated and really meant something to me, it's hard for me to go and just watch another movie right after because I'm still sort of immersed in that whole world. And that's kind of how I felt with Mass Effect 3. And overall, it was a very good game. I really enjoyed it. And I know they're going to make another one apparently it's coming out 2014 or 2015. It's not going to have the same characters apparently. They're kind of making a new story. But I love the universe that they've sort of created. It's very detailed, very deep, very rich. And if you have not yet played the Mass Effect trilogy, I definitely recommend picking it up. Just make sure you have enough time to play it, because trust me, once you get into it, it's hard to put it down. Now, the thing that a lot of people kind of ragged on the game, Mass Effect 3, about was the ending. And I'm sure that's something that many of you may be wondering, what did I think of the ending? Did I like it? Did I dislike it? Well, I'm not going to spoil the ending, so if that's what you're worried about, do not worry. Personally, I've seen both the original ending that comes with the game itself and the extended cut DLC ending that they put in after the public outcry. The original ending that comes with the disc is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty disappointed because when I first played it, I didn't have the DLC, so all I got was the original ending. And I think the main problem with the original ending is that there is not really any closure. Like, you don't really know what happens afterwards. And given that it's not just another game in the franchise, it's supposed to conclude the whole trilogy, you need closure, right? You need to know what's happening, what happens after the game, what happens with the characters, what happens with the main character, because in one of the endings, at the very least, it's totally uncertain what happens to your character. You have no idea. Well, they kind of hint at it at the end, but it's not fulfilling, I guess. I don't know what a better word is to describe it. And there are some plot holes, and it just feels rushed, and it feels unsatisfying. So It's true. The ending, the original ending for Mass Effect 3 is pretty bad. It doesn't really do a whole lot to end the trilogy, so to speak. Now, the extended cut ending, which I did see afterwards, is a bit better. Quite a bit better, actually. However, still not quite perfect. I'd say it gets it maybe 60 or 70% of the way to the point where you just feel like, yes, I'm content. Not quite there yet, but there is hope, because apparently, and I don't know exactly what the details are, but apparently BioWare is planning a huge DLC, probably coming out here in a couple of months. And there are rumors that it's going to take place after the ending, and it may be sort of their last-ditch attempt to sort of quell the people's complaints with the ending of the game. And this is not totally certain if this is in fact true. What we do know is that they are getting together like the whole team of writers. They're getting together the original composer, which they don't usually do for these DLCs. They're getting together a bunch of these voice actors that haven't done any of the other DLCs. They're getting together basically the whole team, and it feels like they're going for this big final hurrah with this big DLC that they're making a big deal out of. And, you know, I'm not going to get into the specifics because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but if you look into it, if you read more about it, it does look like they may very well be going and once again trying to add to the ending, or, you know, make it a little bit more satisfying. And I'm very excited about that. I think Mass Effect 3, up until the last 5 minutes, is probably one of the best games I've ever played. You know, I loved it. Some people didn't like the game. I don't know why. I thought it was very well done. Just the ending kind of left a sour taste. And hopefully if they can fix that ending, I think they will have made pretty much the best trilogy in a long time. So that's pretty much my views on that. If you have not yet picked up the game, if you have not played it, totally recommend playing it. If you're into, you know, RPGs and you know, the whole sci-fi thing, it's pretty cool. And as somebody who is studying science, the explanation, the scientific jargon, all that they use in the game is very plausible, actually. It's interesting how much thought they've put into sort of the whole lore and the whole backstory. So there's a lot to like about it, and I'm definitely looking forward to the that DLC that I had mentioned, and of course Mass Effect 4, or whatever they choose to call it, which should be coming out here in a couple of years. So very cool. And on top of that, what else is there really to say? I saw Looper the other day. I know I'm kind of late to that party too. That came out a while ago. What can I say about Looper? Very good movie. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it. Recommend going to check it out if you're into sci-fi. It's kind of a cool concept with the whole time travel thing. The way it's done is pretty cool. Acting is good and all of that, of course. And Django Unchained is another movie that I saw. Saw that Christmas Day, I think. Yes, I saw it Christmas night. Yes, I did. That is also a very good movie, directed by Quentin Tarantino. So you know it's probably going to be good, because Tarantino, he knows how to make a good movie. So I'd recommend checking that out as well. And that's pretty much what I did over winter break. I just played the hell out of Mass Effect 3, saw some movies, hung out with some family, and yeah, it was a good winter break. And hopefully this summer, and I don't know yet because obviously this is a long ways off, but hopefully I'll be also heading over to Taiwan. Ooh, what is that all about? Yeah, like I said before, I'm half Taiwanese, so I have some family there, and I haven't been there in like 10 years or 8 years or something like that, something crazy. And I'm very excited about going back. If you've never been to Taiwan, or even really any Asian city, they're pretty cool. It's just so different from the United States, the way that their cities are, and just sort of being there. The only city that I've been to that's close to something like Taipei is maybe like New York City, just how dense it is and how you know, it never sleeps. You know, you go out pretty much anywhere at 4 a.m. and you're going to find crowds of people. It's crazy. And so that should be pretty fun. I don't know yet. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But as of now, I think that about sums it up. I hope you all enjoyed the video. So little time to talk about things. I'll try and get you guys some more content here in the future, and I will see you guys later.